Hello, kindergarten. Today we are going to be doing one of my favorite winter activities. We are going to be cutting snowflakes. So for this project, you're going to need a piece of paper. It could be a white piece of paper. It could be a piece of paper that you cut out of or rip out of a magazine. Have the adults in your house help you because you want to make sure that it's something that you can tear up. Do not rip things out without knowing ahead of time if it's okay. You could also use a piece of junk mail. They're very colorful. So I have this piece. I went through the magazine. It was a gardening magazine from a long time ago. And I very carefully tore it out. But I want this edge to be more smooth. So I'm going to first start by taking my scissors and cutting that edge off. So if you're working with a piece of paper that needs to be cleaned up first, go ahead and do that. I'm going to be using this piece for my demonstration, so let's get started. Step 1, fold the piece of paper in half. Step 2, fold the piece of paper in half again. Now that your paper is folded, you're ready to start making some cuts. But there are some rules. I like to sometimes draw my shapes before I start cutting. So the rule is I have to have a shape on every side, and one side of my shape has to touch the edge of the paper. Let me show you what I mean. If I draw a triangle, the bottom of my triangle is the edge of the paper. If I draw a heart, the heart has to have the edge of the paper as part of its side. I will tell you, hearts are tricky to cut out, so just know that before you do them. If I draw a rectangle, or two rectangles, my shapes cannot touch each other, and they each have to have, you guessed it, one side on the edge of the paper. I'm going to do a half circle, or a rounded shape, and I'm going to do a couple more triangles. I really like triangles. I try to make some of my shapes tall and some of my shapes small. Once I have shapes drawn on all four sides, it's time, I'm going to put one more right here, a little one. It's time to start cutting. Know that these pieces are going to get cut out and become scraps. So I'm going to start here with my tiny little one, and I have to go careful, and that piece is going to fall out and become trash. There it is. I like to scoop mine into a little pile so I don't have a ton to clean up later. That way we're staying as neat as we can. So I hold it very careful. And I'm going to cut all these pieces out. Sometimes the pieces are just a little bit stuck and you have to give them a little tug, or you have to cut them a little bit farther if they don't want to come out. See how I'm putting all of my pieces into a little pile? Here I go with the heart. This is the trickiest one. You might not want to try it. I don't know. Now, if your project doesn't turn out right, should you cry and throw a fit? Goodness, no. You should get another piece of paper and try again. We don't want to cry and throw fits. When we're frustrated, we have to say, it's okay, I can try again. I'm getting closer. My favorite part of this project is the last part, when we open up our piece of paper and we get to discover the beautiful snowflake that we are creating. Am I done? No, I'm not. I still have 3 more shapes to cut. And I have to be careful. I have to hold my paper careful in my hands. It is tricky to get all of my shapes cut out. Keep going. I think you will love it. Now at the end, I usually tell boys and girls that they can color their snowflake if they want to. So if you would like to color your snowflake after you've created it, you can. And I like to make lots of snowflakes. Here's my favorite part. Are you ready? First, let me clean up my mess. I'm going to scoop these all into my trash can. We don't want to leave messes for the adults in our house. Okay, here I go. Ta-da! There is my snowflake. I hope that you enjoyed making your snowflake too.